Picture this. You're flying over a perfectly calm ocean. The sky is clear, your instruments are stable, and everything is completely routine. Then, without warning, your radio crackles and dies. You lose your bearings, your plane suddenly drops off the radar, and then, nothing. Nobody finds a piece of the fuselage. Nobody recovers the passengers. Search teams scour the ocean, but there is absolutely zero physical evidence left behind to explain what happened. Look at this map of the North Atlantic. If you draw a line connecting Miami, the island of Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, you outline a massive patch of ocean spanning anywhere from 500,000 to 1.5 million square kilometers. The reports of strange activity here are actually centuries old. Long before commercial flight, Christopher Columbus sailed through these exact waters and logged bizarre, erratic behavior in his navigational compass, along with unexplainable lights glowing in the distance. Hundreds of years of ships and aircraft vanishing into thin air, leaving zero trace. That persistent lack of physical clues eventually elevated this specific geographic zone from a dangerous shipping route into a global myth. In 1918, a massive American cargo vessel named the USS Cyclops was making its way from Barbados toward the United States. It was carrying over 300 people. Somewhere along the route, the massive steel ship vanished completely. It never even sent out a distress signal. But the incident that permanently secured this area's terrifying reputation happened on December 5, 1945. 5 U.S. Navy training aircraft, known collectively as Flight 19, departed on a routine mission over the Atlantic. A few hours into the flight, the patrol leader radioed the tower with a chilling message. "We don't know where we are." He reported that his compass had failed and that he was experiencing severe spatial disorientation. The weather rapidly turned violent, and the radio transmissions slowly faded into static. The military immediately scrambled a massive search and rescue aircraft to find the lost squadron. And then, that rescue plane vanished too. High-level military equipment and veteran crews were erased without a trace. It suggested that even the most advanced human technology was powerless against whatever forces occupied this stretch of the Atlantic. Without physical wreckage to study, people started looking for extraordinary explanations. The most popular theory is extraterrestrial. The idea is that UFOs operate from an underwater base here, plucking human vessels right off the surface. Another major theory involves the legendary lost city of Atlantis. Some claim that the highly advanced crystal technology of this sunken civilization is still active beneath the seafloor, generating intense electromagnetic interference that jams modern navigation systems. People claim to see strange lights and unidentified flying objects here all the time. But after decades of surveying the ocean floor and monitoring the skies, researchers have never found a single piece of scientific evidence supporting any of these supernatural claims. The ocean is vast, dark, and highly unpredictable. When faced with terrifying, unexplained losses, the human mind naturally prefers to construct spectacular science fiction mythologies rather than accept the cruel randomness of nature. Let's look at the actual science. Geologists and maritime experts point to the magnetic anomaly theory. In certain specific parts of the world, magnetic forces can pull a compass needle away from true north, causing unusual and erratic readings. If a navigator lacks the experience to recognize that their primary instrument is lying to them, they can easily steer hundreds of miles off course. They end up lost over open water until the engines simply run out of fuel. Then there is the methane gas theory. Scientists have found evidence that massive deposits of methane gas are trapped just beneath the ocean floor. If a seismic event triggers a release, a massive, concentrated column of gas bubbles erupts upward. When those massive gas bubbles reach the surface, they instantly and drastically reduce the density of the water. A ship relies on water density for buoyancy. If the water underneath a vessel suddenly becomes mostly gas, the ship loses its support and plummets straight to the bottom in seconds. These natural anomalies are scientifically sound, and they perfectly explain how a ship could sink without having time to send an SOS. But researchers admit that methane eruptions are rare, and they lack the evidence to label them the single cause of every disappearance in the region. Investigators looked at the global data to determine if the Bermuda Triangle is actually the most dangerous place on Earth. The data says it isn't. This chart compares the accident rate inside the Bermuda Triangle directly against other highly congested ocean routes globally. Millions of tons of cargo and thousands of commercial flights cross this specific area every single day. When you account for that massive constant volume, the percentage of ships that actually sink here is identical to any other busy ocean on the planet. When official investigations concluded, the vast majority of these historical tragedies had entirely mundane explanations. They were brought down by suddenly violent weather patterns, basic human mistakes in navigation, and fatal mechanical failures. There is no magnetic vortex. There is no ancient curse. The real danger here is simply failing to understand probability in one of the world's busiest shipping lanes. If the math, science, and historical records solve the mystery so cleanly, why does the world still talk about the Bermuda Triangle? For decades, the media played a massive role in artificially inflating the myth. They aggressively exaggerated the strange details of the disappearances, but conveniently omitted the official reports detailing the severe storms or broken engines that caused them. We are psychologically hardwired to love a good puzzle. A grand story about an alien vortex snatching planes out of the sky will always be more culturally compelling than a tragic story about a broken engine stalling out in the rain. So, what do you think? Are these statistics telling the whole truth, or is the ocean still hiding a secret we haven't figured out yet? Drop your theory in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into unexplained history. The Bermuda Triangle continues to capture the global imagination. It remains a monument to humanity's unending obsession with the unknown.